Alright guys, we're back and we're here to DPS the dummies. You don't need all this crap on your bars, by the way. I just have so much because this was my leveling spec. I leveled as arms, and I tend to set up my UI as I'm leveling, and once I hit 85 I say screw it, I'm done. I don't even care anymore. So you don't need all these spells, really. So we'll go over a few of our spells that we didn't talk about. Rend. It applies a bleed to the target, which deals damage over 15 seconds and is refreshed by Mortal Strike. Mortal Strike is a 4.5 second, and it deals 188% of weapon damage, plus 933, and wounds the target. When it wounds them, it makes them so they heal for 10%. Healing effects are reduced by, I believe it's 10 or 20%, which doesn't matter, we're not doing PvP. Overpower is basically free, it's 5 rage. It instantly overpower the enemy, causing 138% weapon damage. Only usable after blah blah blah. It's usable after Rend deals damage. So that's nice. Colossus Smash is going to be getting cooldown reset a ridiculous amount. So, you know, you want to use that. Sweeping Strikes and Bladestorm we went over. Recklessness is the same as before, and your special attacks grants an additional 50% chance to critically hit with your special attacks. Always awesome to crit. Deadly Calm, we got Heroic Strike and Cleave. Heroic Strike is your rage dump for both specs, and I believe it is for prop, but I don't care for prop warriors, so I've never learned it. Now, it's Inner Rage does the same thing, also reduces the cooldown and the rage cost of Heroic Strike. Battle Stance isn't as important because being arms, you gain 1 rage every 3 seconds while in combat and generate 25% extra rage from damage dealt. So rage isn't as huge of an issue for arms as it is for Fury, because Fury you can dump it very quickly and run out. Arms you can build it up very quickly and dump it very quickly. One sec. Alright, sorry about that, something kinda came up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into the rotation here. So you're gonna wanna, before the pull, Battle Shout. Get some rage build in there, you got 20. And then you'll charge at the enemy, and you'll rend. When you rend, it gives you all that, you get a taste for blood. And then you're going to want a Mortal Strike, because it deals more damage, and Overpower. And then, let's say I'm over 70 rage, which obviously I am, because I'm attacking very slowly. You will Heroic Strike, and Slam. If Overpower isn't procced and Mortal Strike is on cooldown, you will slam the target. Alright? And if you are over 70 rage after that, you will Heroic Strike, and you repeat that. You will always do Colossus Smash. It will always be in your rotation. It makes you deal more damage to the target. So, as you can see there, those lines that popped up, that means it reset. And it reset again. As you can see, it resets quite often, so you get to use it a lot. It's a little harder to be rage starved as a arms warrior. It's a lot easier to do it as a fury warrior. Your abilities really don't cost a whole lot of rage as arms. And Heroic Strike and Overpower work the exact same. So that was just a simple rotation. I was popping no cooldowns or anything. When I pull, I like to pop Recklessness, Blood Fury, and then do my rotation, obviously applying Rend and then Colossus Smash, and then boom 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 everything else, repeating your rotation. When Recklessness ends, you can pop Deadly Calm, which I like to do immediately after. The other thing that you can do is, I'll run the target here, and then Overpower, Mortal Strike. Now you gotta be quick with this. You'll pop Berserker Stance, which makes you deal 10% more physical damage. And then I will normally slam, Heroic Strike, slam, and switch back, and then Rend Mortal Strike. Doing this causes you to do a little bit more damage because you're, dealing 10% more damage. But you only want to do it if you don't have an Overpower proc and Mortal Strike just went on cooldown. The reason for that is those are two very, very high damaging abilities, so you don't want to give those up. So yeah, that's the basic rotation of an arms warrior. It's pretty simple once you get it down, and once you actually read everything for yourself. Other than it can be a little bit confusing, but just brand new rotation to some people. So I'll pull here, and I'll try to do as much DPS as I can without saying anything, or else I will get distracted and do horrible DPS. So let's see what I can actually do as arms. Haven't played in a while. I popped in a rage there just because I'm going into my burn phase here, and I'm doing a lot of damage. So, as you can see, in a second here, Deadly Calm should be able to rock. There it is. I popped it, and there you go. Just go into your normal rotation. And the GM wants to chat with me. Awesome. I know what this is about. I server transferred and I didn't get put into my guild. So, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so, yeah, this GM is unavailable for chat even though he told me to chat with him. The open ticket icon is present. Please do not close or edit your petition if the icon is gone. Yada yada yada. I don't know why they wanted to chat with me about that. It's not even... This is another character that I'm dealing with on another server. So that's a little weird. I don't know why that happened. But, yeah. So that's the basic rotation. What you don't have to stance. It is just a DPS increase if you do so. So I recommend learning to stance, but you know it's just something you gotta practice and get down as your class. But other than that, it's not a huge deal. So yeah, that's the basic things that you're gonna be doing as a arms warrior. The other thing is we'll go into AoE over here. It's a lot simpler. So let's say we're fighting Yorsage, and we know the ads are going to die within 10-15 seconds. Let's say 10. What I do is I run a little bit away from the boss, and boom, I heroic leap into him. I'll then cleave, and then since the ads are going to die very quickly, I will pop Sweeping Strikes and Blade Storm. And I like to move around in Blade Storm because I can't stand sitting still. And cleave if they're still up, and then I just stick on to the boss, so imagine this is the boss, and that's what I do. And that's your AoE rotation. That's all you can do. The other thing, I don't have it because I haven't ran into a fight yet, like Heroic Madness, where the ads need to die quickly and they're going to take a little while, is Whirlwind and Berserker Stance. So you can go boom, cleave, you can Whirlwind, you can cleave, and you know, switch back, all that good stuff. But, I mean, it's not a super huge increase, but you know, you can Berserker Stance, cleave, followed by Whirlwind. I recommend doing it if your group is having trouble on, let's say, Heroic Yorsage, where they're having trouble AoEing, which, you know, it's probably going to happen if it's your guys' first attempt, and maybe your DPS isn't super great. So, that's the basics for a Arms Warrior. If you have any questions, let me know. Just a quick heads up, don't Heroic Leap the enemy unless you're AoE. It is a DPS decrease because when you charge you get the Juggernaut buff, which increases the critical hit chance of Slam and Mortal Strike. So let me know what you guys think. Go ahead, do all the stuff you do with the comments and the rating and the liking and the following and the subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time for, let's say, Shadow Priest. Alright, see you guys then.